behind Hollywood's glittering lights exists a far more delicate truth. Success is never permanent, and a single mistake can dismantle an entire legacy. From legendary figures to rising sensations, the fall from fame to obscurity can happen with shocking speed and emotional force. Whether driven by personal decisions, public outrage, or private struggles, these downfalls have left lasting scars on the entertainment industry. In this video, we're counting down 15 of the most astonishing collapses in Hollywood history, stories where careers disappeared, reputations shattered, and the world watched every moment unfold in real time. Sometimes, comedy thrives on pushing limits, but there is a dangerous boundary between daring humor and irreversible damage. When that boundary is crossed in front of millions, the consequences can be instant and unforgiving. Kathy Griffin spent years building her reputation as a fearless comedian known for challenging Hollywood's unwritten rules. With a successful stand-up career, multiple comedy specials, and an Emmy-winning reality show, she was recognized for her bold personality and unapologetic voice. But in 2017, one single image reshaped her entire career. Griffin shared a photograph of herself holding a bloodied prop resembling the severed head of a sitting U.S. president. Though intended as satire, the image triggered national outrage. Condemnation came from across the political spectrum, with critics calling it disturbing and unacceptable. Even loyal supporters felt it crossed a line, and public figures distanced themselves almost immediately. The fallout was brutal. Endorsements vanished, television opportunities disappeared, and her nationwide comedy tour was canceled. Although Griffin issued public apologies and attempted to explain the context, the damage was irreversible. The controversy not only stalled her career but led to government investigations and repeated airport detentions due to perceived security concerns. While she continues to perform and speak publicly, her presence in mainstream media has never returned to its former stature. Her story stands as a modern warning of how one provocative act, especially in the digital age, can overshadow decades of work. Sometimes, talent alone isn't enough to maintain success, especially when reputation begins to eclipse ability. Few television careers rose as rapidly and collapsed as dramatically as Katherine Heigl's. She first won audiences over through medical dramas and romantic films, quickly becoming one of Hollywood's most sought-after leading actresses. Her role on Grey's Anatomy made her a household name, and box office successes like Knocked Up positioned her as a top romantic lead. But behind the scenes, her image began to change. Trouble started when Heigl publicly criticized Knocked Up, labeling it mildly sexist despite its success. Many saw the comments as contradictory, questioning why she accepted the role before voicing objections. This marked the beginning of her strained relationship with the industry. Tensions escalated when she withdrew herself from Emmy consideration, claiming the writing did not deserve recognition. The move shocked colleagues and alienated producers and writers. Reports of difficult behavior began circulating, and her public image slowly shifted. Opportunities declined, and she was quietly written out of Grey's Anatomy. Attempts to revive her career through romantic comedies and television failed. CBS's legal drama Doubt was canceled after only 2 episodes, and even her role in Suits couldn't restore her momentum. Though she continues to work, she never regained her former level of recognition. Her journey shows how perception, workplace relationships, and timing can reshape even the brightest careers. Fame can lift an artist to global superstardom, but when serious allegations persist for years, even the highest status can collapse completely. In this case, the fall wasn't just professional, it was literal imprisonment. R. Kelly was once regarded as a transformative figure in R&B. With chart-topping hits, Grammy Awards, and collaborations with the biggest names in music, his career in the late 1990s and early 2000s seemed unstoppable. His voice, influence, and success earned him legendary status, and fans worldwide celebrated him as a genre-defining icon. Yet beneath the fame, disturbing stories had circulated quietly for years. Allegations involving abuse and exploitation of young women and girls were whispered throughout the industry, but failed to stop his success. Lawsuits were settled, tours continued, and albums kept selling. It appeared nothing could halt his rise. That illusion shattered in 2019 with the release of Surviving R. Kelly. The documentary exposed disturbing accounts from survivors, insiders, and industry voices, revealing patterns of manipulation, control, and long-term abuse. Public reaction was immediate. Radio stations removed his music, artists publicly condemned him, and fans turned away. Federal charges soon followed, including trafficking, child exploitation, and obstruction of justice. The allegations painted a horrifying picture of abuse allegedly hidden behind celebrity power. Kelly was denied bail and remained incarcerated during the legal process. By 2021, he was convicted on multiple counts and sentenced to long-term imprisonment. Once celebrated as a musical icon, he is now remembered as one of the most disturbing collapses in entertainment history, a reminder that fame can protect misconduct until it no longer can. When admiration reaches its peak, scandal can strike with devastating force. In this case, silence broke suddenly, followed by a confession that changed everything. Louis C.K. had built his reputation as one of comedy's most respected figures. Known for brutally honest humor and self-reflective storytelling, he achieved success through sold-out tours, acclaimed specials, and his award-winning series Louis. He was seen as a truth-teller who pushed boundaries without crossing them. But in 2017, that image collapsed. Multiple women came forward with accounts of inappropriate encounters. Their stories shared unsettling similarities. Instead of denying the accusations, Louis C.K. confirmed them in a public statement, acknowledging their truth. While rare, the admission did not prevent the fallout. His film I Love You, Daddy was removed from release. HBO and FX cut ties. Streaming platforms removed his specials. His name, once associated with excellence, became controversial. After stepping away, he later attempted a comeback through independent tours and self-produced specials. Some fans supported his return, while others viewed it as a betrayal of trust. His comedy shifted in tone, darker, more defensive, and more divisive. Despite continued work, he never regained his former influence. His collapse wasn't just a scandal, it was the breakdown of a persona built on honesty. When a creator reaches legendary status, their legacy can seem untouchable. But in the modern world, even the most celebrated figures can become deeply controversial. J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, once held a sacred place in global culture. Her books shaped generations, inspired imaginations, and symbolized creativity and resilience. Her personal journey from hardship to literary success made her an icon. Over time, however, public perception shifted. It began with post-publication revelations that felt more like retroactive changes than meaningful representation. In 2007, she revealed that Albus Dumbledore was gay, which sparked both praise and criticism. Later, she defended casting a black actress as Hermione, stating the character's race was never specified, an argument challenged by fans referencing descriptions in the novels. The major backlash erupted in 2020 when Rowling shared social media statements widely interpreted as critical of the transgender community. Though she framed her views around women's rights, many saw her language as dismissive and harmful. The response was immediate. Activists, readers, and even Harry Potter film stars, including Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, publicly distanced themselves. Rowling became a deeply polarizing figure. To some, she was standing by her beliefs. To others, she was betraying the inclusive values her stories once represented. Her image shifted from beloved author to cultural flashpoint. Though her books still sell and her name remains powerful, the damage to her public reputation is undeniable. Once untouchable, she now stands at the center of debates about identity, influence, and responsibility in the modern spotlight. Decades of success can disappear in a matter of moments,